Good afternoon, everybody, and this would be a quick 7 minutes. I'll be sharing the micro-irrigation perspective. Of course, we will hear a lot from the seeds and pesticides and fertilizers. A little bit about me. I am Tushar Karande from 2009 batch, and since 9 years, I have been in NetFM in different roles and now into digital farming. Needless to say that these views are personal and has to be taken only for education purpose. So what I'm going to share is, because this is a relatively a newer industry and it's quite into a nascent stage, I'll just have a couple of minutes on what the industry was before the COVID, what is the exact effects of COVID, and what do we see the impacts, what can happen, just an assumption of what can happen in the next coming years to come as a long-term trend. So as you can see that the industry is more of a 5,000 crore industry. The driving factors are landholding, crop attractiveness. The key crops, as you can see, these are not all the row crops. These are mostly horticulture crops, and to add cotton and sugarcane. So just to summarize, micro-irrigation still is focusing on, or rather the crop attractiveness is mostly still on the horticulture crops and cotton and sugarcane. And it is still concentrated towards the southern western states. We see a lot of states like UP, Jharkhand and Bihar coming up, but still the industry is very small there. But today also 80 to 90% of the industry is in the southern western states. If you look into the facts of the industry till which we were seeing before COVID, is that it is still a largely subsidy driven industry wherein we have 50 to 90% subsidy. I need not say about the southern western states. A lot of price control is there, and hence there is a lot of government intervention. States is a major factor, whatever the center gives the policy, but the state has different rights, and state can drive or can slow down the process of bureaucracy. We see few of the states going with the project mode. We see good projects of community irrigation in Karnataka and MP. So we see a trend. I would not say it's a big long-term trend, but we see in a couple of states. And one of the key things I need not tell, and everybody is aware of, the other company in this sector, which is Jain Irrigation, is having a financial woes, and it was the market leader, and hence the sector was seeing what would happen next. One key thing is, and it's one of the myths, that less monsoon helps us, but the key thing is good monsoon helps a lot, because a large part of us, I would say, the revenues come from the H1, that is Q1 and Q2. And 2019 had good monsoons, and we were poised for a good H1, that is January to June in 2020. Now, rather going into the details, this is the clear-cut impact of what happened to the industry as we see. One important, as I said, it is a subsidy-driven, government-oriented industry, and it was March. And March is the high productive months for all the government departments. And you can see there was a clear impact into the March, and even the lockdown was in the last 10 days, we could see some slowness in the last 15 days itself. So the work orders from the government stopped. The disbursements, I'm giving you just an example, which is from the public domain, 35 crores against 68 crores from Andhra Pradesh. So you can see a 50% in one of the key states, which is a drop. We are still unsure, because the states have not opened up what will happen in the new year, because Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, all these states which actually devise their policy and we start working upon. So we don't know what will happen, and that's why I would say that it was kind of a washout for us, a March, and we see its effect now. Now, what we foresee and what can happen is the investments. It's unlike seeds and pesticides and fertilizers that the farmer cannot do with. So for example, a farmer cannot work out his field without seeds or a pesticide or a fertilizer, but he can do out with a drip irrigation. So it's a question of whether it is staples or discretionary, whether it is a matter of his survival or prosperity. And because it's an act of investment of making more prosperous and more yield, we see that farmer may think twice before going to drip irrigation, because it's not just 2,000, 3,000 rupees, it is a 1 lakh or 2 lakh rupees. So it's high ticket size investment. Even though it is supported by the government, the farmer has to put in some money. So we see that because our crops focus on horticulture, grapes, pomegranates have impacted a lot, vegetables. We see that farmers, because of the brunt, may be a little bit on that. Cotton, one of our top 3 crops, and we see the cotton season is coming up. Before the sowing, all the people do the drip irrigation purchase. So if we do not open normally till in this 1 month, we see cotton also getting impacted in this 1 month as well. The operations unlike other industries, we have multiple touch points. So if I compare with the agri inputs, it is only supplied to the distributor or the dealer and it finishes there. No, but in our industry, we are supplying it to the dealers, and not only once or twice in a season, we are supplying it every once in 3 days, 4 days. So there are multiple, and also the person on the field is touching the farmers once before he goes, during his interaction, during the exchange of money. So there is a lot of multiple touch points. So I'm not sure how the operations will work around. We see a lot of remote working as well done, and we see the transportation getting hampered because it's multiple transportations to one place multiple times. This is the last slide, and what we see way forward is that digitization may happen in process. In government process, we see Gujarat taking a lead, wherein there's a lot of digitization in the government process. And everybody would reiterate that people from the non-agri industry have understood that way of agriculture is a long-term trend, and the importance of the agriculture in this would help us a lot. Work from home seems a reality for our sector, at least, because there are a lot of profiles wherein the person has to go in the office only for a couple of days in a month, and we see that still operations are working on quite smooth in terms of wherever there is no government intervention. And because it is only top end of the farmers, only 10% of the farmers who are using drip irrigation, we see farmers adopting digital marketing, and we see a good response to the digital engagement which have done with farmers. Not only us, but many other players are doing their farmer engagement tools like Facebook Lives and others, and we're seeing a good response that people are responding. What we see a concern as an industry is that there are a lot of small players, and these small players may face the brunt of high receivables from the government. So one can imagine a player who has 10 crores of receivables from the government and doesn't get it for the next 7 months, and he would be in a branch and he would not be able to expand or produce anything. The industry leading player, everybody knows the name, and is into financial woes, and we don't know what is going to revive. Its revival has been delayed, and know what's our concern, and I don't know how it will pan out, is that whether the states will focus on the seeds and pesticides, or it will focus on yield increase. I think so. Their focus is now on survival rather than on the prosperity or giving the farmers more yield. And we feel that the state's disbursement, because their focus is on medicine, their focus is on survival, their focus is on daily wages, this disbursement can wait for them. So we see a concern there. And this is all from my side. I would say, finally, agriculture will not wait and should not wait. As an industry, we foresee there are challenges. We only believe that this would be a postponement of decisions, and in the next 4 or 5 years, things would go normal as an industry for us. Thank you, sir.